The first game of my freshman year, we played SSC Powerhouse Bay City on the road in South Carolina. For y'all that don't know, probably a lot of y'all, the SSC is our SEC. And all these schools are godly good at football. We lost the game 13-14. The coach gave an angry presser towards a new one in the locker room. But with him being the younger coach, it was weird, but he ended the speech with, "It's all love, gang." We wouldn't go on to lose a game after that moment, clobbering teams by 20 points each. And playing in that DEAC conference, a second tier league, I knew it wouldn't be as tough, but Coach Mo had us feeling invincible. We shot up to 9 in the overall rankings by the end of the season. Tennille had a bit of a turnover problem, but our defenses were some savages, not even allowing 20 sometimes. I rushed for a school record 25 TDs, and we go on to win the Jubilee Bowl, which is the HBCU championship in this universe. And we repeated my sophomore year. I was that guy in Xenia, taking advantage of it a little bit too much. Fucking like a maniac, getting free food and clothes. But shoot, with the salary cap and college ball in this universe, I had only got about $10K in NIL money to come here. Then most of that was gone off rent and other things. So, St. East and Ohio Baptist were about an hour away, and in those cities, people would pay me cash, big cash amounts to host club events and parties. One night during an event in St. East, the school I almost went to, Tennille and the other few of my teammates got into a big old fight. And with me being in the middle of the party, catching some ass, I had to stop what I was doing. I went over there and rocked like 4 dudes that was messing with them Xenia boys. As it spilled outside, cops were called, but me and 10 ended up getting in my dually truck and getting the hell out of there fast. The whole way back was a celebratory ride, hype, laughing, and smoking, the whole way back to Xenia. But little did we know, there was nothing to party about. 3 days later, me and Tennille were called into the coach's office. Some law enforcement from St. East were there. Now, these guys ain't trying to press charges. Now they won't press any charges if y'all sign some balls, but y'all can't play for me no more. Sorry. Wow. Me and 10 signed the balls. 10 was cool about it because he was about to go to the pros, the DSFA. I wasn't eligible yet, and I sat there sick. I packed my whole room and went to Terrace, Arizona, to my mom's place where she settled after she left Pops. He didn't want me back. He felt like I was a disgrace. And shit, he didn't even have my brother at the time. They fell out, and he was living with my cousin Benny out there on the West Coast in San Diego area. So, we were close, but not in the same household again. One day while looking on Dace's book, I saw an ad for the DAL, the Dreynch Arena League, an indoor/arena football league sponsored by the DSFA, which is our NFL. And Terrace, Arizona was getting a team, the Beast. So I had to get on that. I found the GM's number. We had a quick, we had a 3-hour conversation, and I was signed on the spot. Later that day, the Terrace Beast announced that I was signed, and the net went crazy. That year indoors, I balled. But I would only end up playing 4 games for the team. Because anytime I came in the game, I was taking that shit over with the Russian attack. And I don't think the front office nor the coaching staff really expected that to happen, nor did they like that when it happened, because a lot of the offense would just go stiff, and I'd be the one running with the ball, as you see, or Val be the one running with the ball, as you see in these highlights. So, during the middle of that season, I was traded from the Terrace Beast to the Ohio Heat Wave, hour away from Xenia, where it all went down. And honestly, out of 8 games that I could have played, I only played 3. And that was sparingly. You know, they really had a bad connotation. I mean, yeah. All they heard was BS around my name. And there's nothing much I could do to defend myself being 19. Young guy, just looking for an opportunity. So, hazing, dealt with it. Coaches playing with the time, with my time, I dealt with it. And I feel like the trade to Ohio was a publicity stunt. I guess they were trying to save me for the playoffs, but at 6-7, it was no way. By the grace of God, my agent would call me that week with this wonderful news. Hey, I was just letting you know, the Marauders and the Crusaders want you to come in for camp. The Crusaders want to see you play tonight, but Michigan is already sold on you. Plus, you know Tennille is the backup in Michigan. Once Tennille and I were cleared of any wrongdoing and the smoke from the fight settled down, you were going to be drafted in the 3rd round. Not in the 1st round where he was really projected to be, but being 5'6", I mean, nobody was going to take him in the 1st round, even in this universe, like even in the Dreynch sports universe. So I thought about the team. They already had their starter running back. They already had their backup running back. So I'd be playing for that 3 spot and be playing a lot of special teams, but I didn't mind. The opportunity is an opportunity, and going outdoors was better than staying indoors. I chose to forego the rest of the season and join the Michigan Marauders immediately. 16 teams, 15 weeks, 2 preseason games. I didn't expect to be playing ball year round, but I was up to the challenge. The first day of camp, I was doing kick returns. Although I hadn't returned many kicks in college, I still had a great eye for landing that ball. But I will say this, after a strong camp, my first preseason game was underwhelming. I took a few kicks back for about 20 yards each and had about 16 rushing yards in the TD. And I knew going into that second game that I was on the block for cuts. So I definitely had to leave an impression. Unfortunately, we'd get the news. Due to a tropical storm brewing that week prior, it was just a no-go for us. And shoot, even the commissioner said it wasn't safe to go. And I was pissed because I wanted to play so damn bad. So there I was, back against the wall, staring down, being cut. And I'm thinking, shoot, if anything happens, I guess I'm going back indoors. But I don't want to have to do that. Coach Cobbs called me into the office and sat me down. Now look here. Obviously, you haven't proven yourself at all. But we believe in you. So we're going to sign you to a standard contract for the rest of the season. I'm ready to play college ball right now. But you here? And we need you here. I could damn near cry hearing that. So there I was, signed to the Michigan Marauders. Val Maynard, running back, kick, return specialist. We had a pretty solid team too. With Mark Rhodes leading the hell, 99 overall. But I think Tennille might take that spot though. I think he might just. Anyways, that was part one of the Val Maynard story, the Big Back Chronicles. I want to thank everybody for watching. I sat down and wrote this all in one night, and I can't wait to come back for part 2. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Chloe for Dreynch Games, and I'm out. Here we go. Rookie year. Valerie Maynard then made it to the big show, the DSFA, the Dreynch Simulation Football Association, our NFL. And we kicking things off. We got the Michigan Marauders versus the Carolina Islanders. Big old day. Our boy Valerie Maynard taking back some kicks. Now, the coaching staff told him, look, you'll be playing some running back, but we're going to be using you a little bit all over the place. You know, the halfback pass, we might even do that with you too. So get your arm ready. But this first game of the season, you see, I'm going to go into mode. I'm taking back these punts. I'm like, damn, I can't get nowhere. We can't get anywhere. Luckily, during garbage time in the fourth quarter, we weren't getting anything out of our running backs. So Coach Cobbs told me, hey, boy, get your ass in the game. And you see right there, I'm taking it all the way to almost the 35, trying to get that first down. But, you know, that boy big, that boy fast. He got some elusiveness, as you see right there on the So Fresh and So Clean replay. And right here, getting that first down, got to. You know, I'm a big back. You feel me? I'm a big old back. So I got to be able to hit that middle, as you see right there. I'm shedding a tackler or two or three or four and get your fat ass out the way. I'm scoring all the way for a touchdown. I think is that my first one? Shit, that's my first rushing touchdown. Oh, hell yeah. As you see, he do the little sticky ball celebration. Look at 99. He had no chance. I don't even know why. Look. The boy got 98 speed, but unfortunately we lose that game. And that'll be a recurring theme through the season. You know, the Marauders got Mark Rhodes, a 99 overall quarterback, and a couple of pieces on defense. Like their D-line is cool. But yeah, that will become a theme of the season. Losing by narrow margins. As you see, week 2 right here, we playing against the San Diego Seals. Misspelling these names and things, because it's like, hey, we in a different universe. This is not United States of America, it's the United States of Dreynch. Anyway, you see Maynard right there taking back this kick, looking like he got a wide open lane. Unfortunately, I don't think I should have hit that spin button right there. I don't think I should have did that. I should have hit a juke maybe. My controller is kind of sticky. I don't know what be going on, but anyway. What I love to do when I'm playing with a running back is bounce to the outside if I can, which I do. Ooh, and I left him in a daze. Oh, to the 15-10 and all the way into the touchdown with that DSFA dive right in there. But like I was saying before, what I like to do when I'm playing running back, I like to bounce it to the outside more often than not, because, you know, ground and pound, if we going to do it, we going to do it with some finesse and some speed coming off that edge. Like, you got to chase me. Like, this is tag. Anyway, that was supposed to go up the middle, but I bounced it out a little bit, and, ooh, my controller messed up right there. Ended up running into a tackle, but none of that even matters, as there's a clipping play. There's a clipping call. Our center, Johnson, one of the best centers in the league, messes up right there. As you see the score, once again, we lose 20-21. Kind of similar to last week's score. At this point, I'm kind of getting fed up with it. Everybody in the locker room is, but it's cool, though. I had 68 yards in a tug. And these 8, like, I'm trying to pick up yards wherever I can. Hopefully, I could at least have 800 by the end of the season, as they still got me returning punts. I don't know why they returning punts and kicks. I don't know why they have me doing this, and they see that I can't. It's just not amicable for me. But this play right here is as Mark Rose handed off to me. I'm looking for a few blocks. Oh! I duck and I run all the way to the R in the end zone, and I flex and I bow. Come on. I've never seen that animation in this game before. That's why I'm so hyped. I've never seen, like, what the oh my word. That is just sensational play right there. That's what the S in DSFA stands for. Sensational. Oh my word. Look at that. Boy, what is you doing? What is you doing trying to jump on my boy like that? But yeah. So far, 88 yards. Well, I think that was the whole game, huh? I had 88 yards. Shit. Actually, let me explain something. I had 88 yards that game, and I ended up getting demoted down to the practice squad for a few games. So we're back here, week 9, and we're 2-7. So you're probably wondering what happened. They just wanted to try out the other running backs they had. We have 4 running backs on the roster, but obviously I'm better than all of them as I'm scoring right here. But yeah, long story short, there was 4 running backs on the roster. 3. I was the third one. They signed another one once they realized they weren't getting any good production out of Hunt or their other running back they have on the roster. Ely, I think his name is. Yeah, we weren't getting any production. They weren't getting any production out of them, so they signed a guy in the middle of the season. He didn't work out. So here we see Maynard back in this thing up off that practice squad. And you see his old buddy from college, Jenkins, flicking his wrist, cross his body into the end zone for a Marauders touchdown. Now, at this point in the season, they are playing for nothing, honestly. They're just blowing off some steam because the past couple weeks, these losses have just been ridiculous. But as you see right there, the Stampede of Muskogee, they're not very good either. So Maynard is cooking this defense. You know what I mean? They got what's the score? 40? Oh no. This game right here, 147 yards for 4 carries and 2 tugs as they win handily 41-10. At this point in the season, being 3-7, there's really nothing to play for. That win was cool, but you know, hey, we should have really won. We could have won a few of those games earlier in the season. Now, the last few games, I was told by my running backs coach that I'd only really be playing sparingly. We wanted to see what Jenkins has. We wanted to run, more pass. We wanted to go more pass heavy with things. And I just had to accept it. You see right here, we were rocking the black alternate jerseys, but I'm only getting a few carries. It's not really much going on. And that'll really be the theme for the rest of the season. But I'll tell you what, all these small carries right here, along with the big runs that I ripped throughout the season, they start to add up. When looking at the playoff picture right here, you got the holders that are 8-2 out there in Las Vegas. The Alley Cats are 7-2. Last year's champions, the Iowa Flash, are 7-3. The Kingfish are 7-3. The Thrill are 7-3. And everybody else is kind of just, no. The Fury were 6-6, I think. It originally started off the season 3-6, but this game right here would set the tone for them for the rest of the season because they were going to win the championship. But fuck that though. It means something if Maynard has a good game against the eventual champions, but so far, not so good, as you see that not so fresh and clean fumble right there. But I'm going to redeem myself as you see me bouncing it out to the outside, taking it up to the 30. It's 25 just about. Trying to get these long runs, just racking them up. And I think I'm going to house this one right here. Ooh. Just like in college, just like old times. And this is what they signed him for in the beginning of these seasons. These long runs. You know what I mean? And you could say, oh, you're playing on rookie. You're playing on pro or whatever. It's for the story. As you see, Maynard right there is balling out this game, really trying to prove his worth and trying to make sure he's back on the team this season. Unfortunately, Mark Rhodes, who was inserted in the game, hurt his chest. And Tennille, my boy, comes in and throws a touchdown immediately. So maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Maybe Mark Rose just isn't the guy. Maybe our defense needs to be better. But none of that matters because Tim Tebow, fun fact, Tim Tebow and Val Maynard had the same coach, V-Mo, in college. Tebow actually won a national championship and faded into obscurity in the DSFA. Unfortunately, but he's looking to make his name known in the pro ranks. Yeah, and I know I'm spoiling, but yeah, this team goes on to win the championship, and Tennille gets injured, so we got Reeves in our third string quarterback, and I'm just there to keep things smooth, a smooth operator. And this game has so far been a shootout. 33-36. Everybody's doing everything they can. As you see right here, I'm taking it up the side. Ref, get out the fucking way. I'm taking it up the sideline again to make the score 39-36. That was a 45-yard. I'm telling y'all, these damn long runs finna add up. I'm finna have 1,000 yards by the end of the season. If not 1,000, like 800, maybe. 800 is what I'm going for, but in heartbreaking fashion, Trebo puts that dagger deep in us and throws it to Matthews, and they end up winning the game 42-40. And at this point, I'm sitting in the locker room like, dog, this is some bullshit. I don't even give a fuck about the season. We're 3-8. We don't have anything really to play for. And we're going to try to end the season 5-8. We're going to try to end the season 5-8. I was told that I'd be playing these last two games right here. And this is one of those games where, yeah, we just blowing off steam against the Shigeru? Yeah. Against the Lancers out there in Shyland. That's some bullshit. You see me do that dive out there. And that's the thing with coming, but yeah, that's the thing. We won 27-10, but once again, I was saying, coming up with these like fictional city names and shit that are kind of like real cities, it's hard. It's not really. I got to figure out the correct pronunciation and diction for them all, but that game, second to last game of the season, and the last game of the season against the Knights of North York, I'd get this nice sweet dive and touchdown, that DSFA dive, and that's pretty much all she wrote for the season. I'd end that year with 11 touchdowns, 867 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Or not a lot of attempts. So maybe I could be a bell cow back. We got to see what's going on in the future right here. I was only signed for a 1-year deal, kind of a prove-it deal. So hopefully this offseason goes smooth. It might be some negotiating to do it. But that's for y'all to find out on the next episode of Face of the League. I'm Chloe, Big Chloe for Dreynch Games. Thank you all for watching. This is like a childhood dream of mine, doing these gaming videos like this, especially with Madden and stuff. So I'm just having fun. So like if I'm tripping up in the videos or whatever, I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? We gonna keep it going. You hear me? And that's that. Shoot, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.